Hello students, I again welcome you all for this lecture on the second unit, How Wealth Accumulates and Men Decay. It's an essay written by well-known playwright, well-known author, essayist G.B. Shaw. In this lecture, I will talk on the actual lesson, how Shaw has criticized the capitalist ideology and also how he is against the money mongering attitude of people, how it has made people to lose couple of valuable things, and also how he criticizes this capitalistic view which has increased the production, which has increased the income, but simultaneously it has made people to lose their skills, it has made people to lose their abilities. So on one hand it is a gain, and on the other hand it is a big loss. So this kind of a dichotomy, this kind of a contradiction is the reality of the modern world. And G.B. Shaw in this essay has rightly pointed out the gains and the losses of the modern time. So this essay is an excellent example of this socialistic ideology of G.B. Shaw. I hope you will enjoy this lecture. Here the essay begins, in which G.B. Shaw talks about the helplessness of the modern people, of the modern society, in the face of system that is beyond our knowledge and control. So in the modern society, we use various machines, we use different kinds of technology. It has increased the production, it has increased the income, but simultaneously everything is beyond our control. It is beyond the human control. Everything is operated with the help of machines or with the help of technology. And this kind of a helplessness, this kind of a modern dilemma that Shaw has explained with the example of pins. You know that pin making nowadays, it's a very simple thing. Thousands of lakhs of pins are made every day. But you could see that in making of this pin, number of people are involved in it. Adam Smith, one of the modern philosopher thinker, who observed that in the 18th century, in making of the pin, almost 18 men were involved. They were working at different stages of its manufacture. But nowadays, it becomes very easiest task. Everything is produced, everything is manufactured with the help of machinery, with the help of technology. So it becomes very simple. But you could see that Shah is not talking about these differences in making of the pin. He's not talking about making of pins before the invention of machinery and after the use of machineries. He is focusing on more serious issue. is talking about more important aspect. In old days, before the use of machineries, several people were involved in making of the pins. They were very skillful people, and each and every members who was part of this pin making process knew independently the whole process. But nowadays, everything is made by machines. So people are operating machines, but nobody know how to make the complete pin. Somebody are working in the raw material, somebody is producing the head of the pin, somebody is producing the last end of the pin, and somebody is involved in marketing of it. So number of people are still involved, but they do not know how to make the pin completely. So they know only the particular chunk of skills, and this kind of a difference that Shaw has pointed out by taking this example of pin making. So it's not only the case about pin, but it is also the same case in number of products in different fields and the things which we need in our day-to-day life. G.B. Shaw has further developed this analogy of pin making and observes that machines are doing their work without intelligence. They are operated, they are fed by people, and everything is performed, everything is done by machines. Even people are not different than machines. They are machines of flesh and blood. Every kind of work, even sticking them into pink papers, the complete manufacturing, everything is designed by the machines. So nobody knows how to make a pin or how a pin is made. So that is to say, the modern workers in pin manufacturer need not need not be 1/10 so intelligent and skillful and accomplished as the old pin makers. And the only compensation we have for this deterioration is that pins are so cheap that a single pin had no expressible value at all. So everything is produced by machines. So it is very cheap, and ample number of things are produced. But you could see everything is run by machines, everything is manufactured by machine. So machines are more, you know, active, machines are more involved, machines have pivotal role in the manufacture of the production, where people are merely controlling the machines, operating the machines. They don't have skills. Earlier, when they were making uh, this pin by hand, they had this kind of skills. But now everything is made by machines, and therefore people have lost these skills. Here we have a couple of references to the well-known thinkers, modern philosophers. They are Adam Smith, John Ruskin, William Morris. They all also talk about the role of machines in the production of pins. So here, in the machines, pin are now made and men are just operating the machines. So you could see men are not only ignorant but helpless, and they can't make anything independently without the help of any machines or technology. Shaw has also given the example of clothes, that formerly the whole work of making clothes was done by men or done by people. For example, shearing of the ship to the turning out of the finished and washed garment ready to put on had to be done in the country by men and women of the household. And especially women, they had important role in making of the clothes. So they had also the skill of knitting the clothes from the wool or making the clothes at home. But nowadays, this picture has been changed. It has completely, replaced by machines. People are merely feeding the raw material to the machines. In old days, it was different picture. Everything was produced at home, everything was produced manually. But nowadays, machines are operating, machines are producing everything. Number of people have involved in it, but the people who are engaged in the making of them, they know even less, because they are simply operating the machine and everything is produced by the machine or with the help of technology. So this capitalistic system, this so-called modern developed society, has produced an almost universal ignorance of how things are made and done. It is not the case only in one particular nation or in one particular region. It is happening all around the world, because people are advocating the technology, people are advocating the capitalistic system. Everywhere there is an industrial revolution. So universally, people are ignorant, and it becomes a global problem. It becomes a global issue. Things are produced in a very gigantic scale, but we hardly find few people who could know the whole process of its making. Even Shaw has observed that books are not the source for the current development, or we could not get the knowledge of current development through books, because in the production of book, or in the whole process of bringing it out in the market, it takes couple of months, and in that process it is quite possible the current information, the current knowledge may be outdated. So books are also not the authentic source for getting the current knowledge or the current skill. So everywhere we have this kind of an ignorance or helplessness, and it is very shocking that this kind of ignorance or helplessness we see in the time of the spread of education and so-called enlightenments in the 21st century or in the 20th century. So here there is some positive side, there is some positive thing we could notice in the villages. But here Shaw is not comparing the life in the village and the city, but in villages, uh, compared to cities, life is more, resourceful, or people are more intelligent and resourceful. They not make everything through machines, or they do a couple of things on their own. So the wonder would be, if they were anything else, we should die of idiocy through disuse of our mental faculties. If we did not fill our heads with romantic nonsense out of illustrated newspapers and novels and plays and films. So here Shaw criticizes the romantic ideology and the way people are running after entertainment, how they spend their time in watching films, reading romantic literature. So it is not going to help the humanity. It is not going to save their skills. So he observes that such kind of stuffs will keep us alive, but it falsifies everything for us so absurdly that it leaves us more or less dangerous lunatics in the real world. So it will not, responsible for the loss of our skills, but it will make us lunatics, or it will make human beings mad who could not do independently, who will always in need of machines, who will always in need of the technology. And this will be a very serious situation in the human society. So Shaw has cautioned us there will be a very serious situation in future. It's already an alarming situation. So people must control their desire. They must, um, control their aspirations, and they should not run after money. Everything shall not be counted in the parameter of gain and loss. And how this capitalistic system is not going to useful for human beings. Here is another important section of the lesson, part of the lesson, and it is the glossary section, in which you find the important words which are used in the lesson. These words are used in the lesson and given in the bold font. So check their pronunciation, various meanings, and also their usages in a good dictionary. These words will help you to understand the message, the meaning given in the lesson. It is quite possible that there may have some other words. It is not feasible to give each and every word, unfamiliar word. So on the basis of the, you know, preceding and succeeding words, you can judge the meaning, you can gauge the meaning, and these words will also help you to find out the hidden actual meaning of the lesson. Here are the important questions. They are called comprehension questions at the end of the lesson. There are three types of questions. They are short answer question, or answer in one or two sentences, or the broad answer type questions. So try to find out their meanings. Uh, it will help you to understand whether you understood it, whether you understood the lesson or not. It will help you to assess your, the knowledge of the lesson. About the possible answers, we'll talk in detail in the next lecture. It's my request to you all that you should read the original essay. You should read the original unit from the compulsory text. It will help you to understand the lesson very clearly and completely. It will also help to make your perception. It will help, that to understand the situation more better. Hope you will enjoy the lesson, and also you will enjoy this lecture. Uh, Thank you very much. Have a nice day.